For the first time this month, your Rangers have put together back-to-back wins, and their timing could not have been better. And for the second straight game, the winning effort was team-wide. Adrian Beltre picked up an offense looking for runs, and the bullpen picked up a starter to close out a tight game. 5 games remain, and the winning needs to continue to keep the postseason hopes alive. The final game between the Rangers and the Houston Astros is coming up next. Under beautiful powder blue skies with mild temperatures and soft breezes blowing in Rangers ballpark, the Texas Rangers getting set to wrap up the season series against the Houston Astros. Welcome in, everyone, along with Tom Greaves, Steve Busby. Glad you could join us for this Wednesday night of Rangers baseball, and it's a big one for the Rangers. Every one now going down this stretch is important to get the win. And, you know, this time of year, Tom, you usually find guys coming, maybe not out of nowhere, but out of the shadows a bit, and really catch fire and do something great for the ball club. Craig Gentry might be the Ranger this year for that.
Well, you know, Wash the last month, Buzz, has been looking for someone to get hot so that he can play him every day, and Craig Gentry was the one guy that did get hot. A lot of guys have had opportunities to play in the outfield. Craig Gentry has taken advantage of it in the last 5 games. He's 9 for 18. He's used his speed on the bases, scored some runs. His OPS is over 1,000. The other thing he's done is he's run down some balls in left field to save some runs, too. So he's playing excellent baseball right now. He's earned the right to be in there every day. He's taken advantage of it.
And the Rangers know that if Craig Gentry produces, that really helps the ball club. He's down at the bottom of the order. Getting on base and creating havoc is a big part of the Ranger game plan. So we have 5 games left remaining in the season, and Martin Perez will get his last start tonight in the regular season. He takes on the Astros. Line up the first pitch. Coming up right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. Ball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by the Built Ford Tough Sales Event at your Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. And by AT&T UBERS TV. Check availability at 1-800-PIC-ATT for Rethink Possible. A great night for baseball, and the Rangers looking to make it 3 in a row over the Astros for this series. Martin Perez out to the mound, and before we get things underway, let's sit down and check in with Emily Jones. Em?
Well, Buzz, the Rangers obviously aren't where they want to be. They'd love to still be a part of the AL West race. We know that is no longer an option, but the bottom line is this team is still in this thing with just a handful of games to play, and they're still having fun.
This is a situation that every ball player should look forward to, playing games with the intensity level that we're playing and meaningful games. You know, when you play meaningful games, it's so exciting and it's just fun to play like this.
Alex Rios with tonight's Geico quote of the game, and even though these situations are pressure-packed and every game seems to be bigger than the one previous, guys, it does seem encouraging that this team is still quite a bit loose, as you could say, and still having a lot of fun on the field, in the dugout, in the clubhouse as well.
Oh, you're right, Emily. It's good stuff. And, you know, for most of the guys, it's a return to normalcy this time of the year. And Ron Washington, his ball club, have been in the postseason the last 4 years. And they are just looking forward to getting it done against these Astros tonight now. And here's their batting lineup. Jonathan Villar leads off. He's the shortstop. He's followed by Jose Altuve. Then it's Matt Dominguez and Chris Carter. Batting fifth, playing left field, J.D. Martinez. Brandon Laird is the DH tonight. L.J. Hose is in right field. Cody Clark catches and bats eighth. And the center fielder, Brandon Barnes, hits ninth.
And we'll take a look at the progressive scouting report for Martin Perez. Having an excellent Major League season. 9-5, 3.54 ERA. He's had 18 starts with the Rangers. You can't ask for a 22-year-old to do much more than he has done. Did walk 4 guys in his last start. That's very unusual. He'd combined to walk 4 in his previous 3 starts. One of his best starts, maybe his best start of the season, was earlier against the Astros. That was back when he threw 9-inning complete game, 4 hits, 1 run, threw 115 pitches, only walked a couple of guys back in the middle of August.
Yeah, it's a rematch of that August 11th game time. You have Martin Perez and Dallas Keuchel, a couple of talented, relatively young left-handers. Of course, Martin, the 22-year-old left-hander. And in that ball game you're talking about, the only run came on a 2-out home run off the bat of Chris Carter that spoiled the shutout and made it a 4-hit complete game. Villar, the shortstop, down on the count now, a ball and 2 strikes. Now 2-2. Villar, a .254 hitter. He's a switch hitter up there from the right side. Oh, for his last 12 is Jonathan Villar. 2-2 pitch. Chopper to short. Elvis unloads on the money. That is out number 1. So Villar rounds out to his counterpart. Let's take a look at the rest of the Ranger defense. It has become a familiar one with Gentry in left, Martin in center, and Rios in right. Morgan at first. Kinsler and Andrews man the middle. Adrian Beltre at third. A.J. Brzezinski is catching. And the umpiring crew here this evening has Chris Conroy calling the balls and strikes, the crew chief. Gary Darling at first. Jerry Meals at second. And Paul Immel is across the diamond at third. Here's Jose Altuve. And he takes outside for ball 1. Altuve, a .283 hitter. It's a little bit low, and it's 2-0. Altuve 1 for 4 against Martin Perez. And Ian Kinsler handles that one-hop smash. 2 gone. So a pair of groundouts. That's how the ball game begins for the Astros, and going to bring up Matt Dominguez. Now the Astros losers of 11 straight games. And they are limping toward the finish line. They play tonight here and have tomorrow off and finish up at home with 3 against the Yankees. Astros at 51 and 107, so they have matched last year's loss total. Dominguez, who had a home run last night off of Yu Darvish, takes low and inside for ball 1. Well, the Astro third baseman, Dominguez, that was his 21st home run of the year. And a breaking ball, and that catches the inside corner. It's 1-1. The Rangers have handled Dominguez pretty well as far as the average, but 4 home runs. Oh, the right-handed power-hitting third baseman. 2-1 now.
Hit 4 home runs. 3 of them have come against Yu Darvish.
Yeah. One of those matchups you say, well, he's got the potential, but Darvish doesn't normally have problems against right-handed hitters that much.
Well, they hit about 150 against him. But you know what has happened in most of them? He's gotten behind in the count and then come in with a fastball, and the kid's been ready for it.
Kind of like Martin Perez has gotten behind here at 3-1. And he came something other than the fastball. Little tackle right back to the mound. So 3 ground balls, 3 quick outs in the first. 13 pitches is all Martin Perez needs to send the Astros down in order. No score to the bottom of the first inning. Very quickly in the first. Texas Rangers starting lineup tonight, delivered by Chicken Express. Ron Washington has Ian Kinsler leading off. He's followed by Elvis Andrews, then Alex Rios. Adrian Beltre bats cleanup. The catcher is A.J. Brzezinski. DHing tonight, right-handed hitting Jeff Baker. Mitch Moreland's at first, Craig Gentry in left. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Leonis Martin.
And the Auto Nation scouting report for Dallas Keuchel. He's 6-9. ERA is .499. He's had 30 games, 21 of them starts. His last 4 starts that find him with a 10.6 strikeout rate per 9 innings. He's also a big ground ball pitcher. So in his last 4 starts, not only does he get ground balls, he gets a lot of strikeouts. That's a pretty good combination. The ground ball fly ball ratio is the 4th best in Major League Baseball, and we've seen him pitch much better than might be indicated by his 4.99 ERA. He's played some pretty good games.
Yeah, not an overpowering kind of guy, but a great changeup and very good command of the fastball. Doesn't walk many people. Ground ball, diving stop by Dominguez. Scrambles up and throws out Kinsler.
That ball was by him. It looked like he was reaching out toward left field, not straight across. It actually looked like he had to reach back a little bit to catch that ball.
Oh, terrific play by Matt Dominguez down at the hot corner.
Nice play. Slow motion looks easy. Fast motion, you see how quickly he had to make that move to catch that ball. Then calmly fired it all the way across the diamond.
Now, one very sharply hit ball and one out. Elvis Andrus is next. He's hitting at 271. On the outside corner for strike one. Elvis, 4 home runs, 66 driven in, 2 out of 12 against the left-hander Dallas Keuchel. Chopper up the middle. VR has it near the bag at second. And 2 ground balls, 2 outs. So both pitchers here tonight, all ground balls so far.
Yeah, Keuchel's 2.5 ground ball to fly ball ratio is the 4th best in the major leagues, and already the first 2 hitters have hit the ball on the ground.
Yeah, the rest of the Astros defense has J.D. Martinez in left, Barnes in center, Hose in right, Carter at first, Altuve and VR up the middle, and Dominguez at third, you've seen. And Cody Clark is catching. Here's Alex Rios. He takes the pitch just off the plate for ball one. Rios at 279. 18 home runs, 76 driven in. Oh, and he got fisted.
Ouch.
Little roller to the bag at first. Chris Carter steps on first. That'll do it. So the 2 left-handers get 6 ground balls and 6 quick outs. We're going to the second inning. Rangers nothing, Astros nothing. Okay. 6 up, 6 down for the 2 left-handers, and we go to the top of the second inning. Middle third of the Astros order. Chris Carter, J.D. Martinez, and Brandon Laird do face the left-hander Martin Perez. 1 ball, no strikes. Carter, 29 home runs, 80 driven in. He is the team leader for Houston in both those categories. Takes a breaking ball for strike one. Carter has gone 4 of 8 against Martin Perez in his career. 2 of them have been home runs. Now 2-1 the count. Really the only Astro hitter that has consistently given Martin Perez fits. High and outside, and the count goes to 3-1.
Right, threw Dominguez a changeup in this situation, 3-1. Carter definitely a fastball hitter with power. Let's see if he's thinking along those same lines.
To the wind goes Perez, and the pitch hit in the air to right field. That is playable for Alex Rios, who goes to his left near the warning track. He captures it for out number 1. And before J.D. Martinez steps in, let's welcome in Jim Knox. Jim.
Oh, I appreciate it, Buzz. Hey, look who we have in the community corner tonight. Hey, Miss Texas, Ivana Hall. All of a sudden, the section is starting to fill up with a lot of guys coming over. I guess not. Good to have you here. Community corner this evening. Help Travis Blackney of the Rangers, along with the Rangers' wife. They're going to have a grab bag sale September 28th down on the lower level where the Texas Rangers Baseball Foundation is at the booth. There'll be used game jerseys, baseballs, and used game bats. This is all to go to a memorial fund for Christopher Lane. That's September 28th. To find out more information, log on to TexasRangers.com. Ivana just got back from the Miss America contest. How'd you do?
Made top 10. Is very honored.
All right, very good. Well, enjoy the rest of the game, guys. Still not too late to come out tonight. Huh?
Matchmaker.
Yeah.
I don't think she needs Jim's help, to be honest with you.
I think you're right. 0-1 the count to Martinez. Or 0-2, I should say. Now it's 1-2. Martinez, a 254 hitter. 7 home runs, 36 driven in. Martin Perez, a long look into Pierzynski. And a breaking ball hit in the air to left. Moving back toward the alley is Craig Gentry. And he makes the grab there. 2 fly balls in this inning and 2 outs. So 3 grounders in the first and 2 fly balls here in the second. Nobody has reached base. Now it'll be Brandon Laird, the Astros DH. Laird, 1 out of 6 in this series. He started at first base in the opener. Yesterday went 1 for 2 as he came on midway through the game. Takes a breaking ball for strike 1 here. Perez back to the plate. And the pitch fouled away down the right side. So as usual, Martin Perez doing a pretty good job of getting ahead of hitters. That kind of cliched phrase now, but pitching to contact, and Martin does that well. He doesn't shy away from throwing the ball in the strike zone. Still 0-2. And Tom and I know you and I have talked about Martin Perez, what we saw of him last year, our first impressions of a then 21-year-old. And boy, it's a night and day difference between what we saw in 2012 and what we're seeing now at the end of 2013.
Yeah, it really looked last year, Buzz, like he just wasn't quite ready to compete at the big league level. Now, he was giving it everything he had. This year, he is ready. He's got a good complement of pitches. He's much more confident. The other thing that stands out, he's only 22 years old, but if you look at his last 10 starts, he's 6-2 with a 2.97 ERA. Every start's jam-packed with pressure in a pennant race. And when you see how he competes at age 22, now that he's comfortable with his pitches, with his stuff, pretty fun to watch.
He misses inside, so that runs the count now full to Brandon Laird.
When you're a little overmatched and you're not quite ready and you're facing big league hitters, you don't have quite the same swagger. Right. You don't have quite the same confidence because you're just not feeling it.
Yep,
he's feeling it right now.
Payoff pitch got him swinging. Good changeup, and Perez gets his first strikeout. Again, 3 up, 3 down, 6 straight set down by Martin Perez. 1.5 in the books, no score. Rangers and Astros. A Ranger rally here in the second. It'll be the middle third of the order. Beltre, Pierzynski, and Baker to face Dallas Keuchel. And strike 1 is thrown to the Ranger third baseman. Adrian with his 29th home run of the year last night. Solo blast that was the game decider. Pitch down and away. It's 1-1. Adrian, 90 RBI, 29 home runs for him this year. And he takes the breaking ball that hangs outside. It's 2-1. Adrian on the steps of some milestones. 200 hit, 30 homer season. He's within reach of those. There's a one hopper out to short. VR has it. And the throw to first. Beltre is retired. That's 1 away. And next time Adrian comes up, we'll tell you, put those numbers in perspective for Beltre, what he's trying to reach. 1 out, A.J. Pierzynski coming up. It's time now for the AT&T Twitter poll. Our question tonight for you: who's your choice for Rangers Pitcher of the Year? And all you have to do is go to Twitter and tweet hashtag FS, then the player's last name. For example, if you think Derek Holland should be, it's hashtag FS Holland. And love to have your opinion on that. We'll tabulate the results and get them back to you later on in the ballgame. Pierzynski batting at 273. He gets fisted on that pitch and fouls it back to the screen. It's 0-2.
Keuchel's coming off a nice game against Cleveland. He had a no decision in his last start. 7 innings, only gave up 1 run. We mentioned this earlier. His last 23 innings, he struck out 27 batters. Doesn't look like a strikeout pitcher, but in his last 23 innings, he has been. That and a ground ball pitcher. And this year over last year, he's cut his walks down by well over a walk per 9 innings as well. So he's getting better. And you could see him becoming a successful left-hander in the big leagues for sure.
Low and outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, and it's probably another case, Tom. You're talking about Martin Perez getting comfortable at the big league level. You'd probably say the same thing is true for Dallas Keuchel.
Yeah.
Chopper to the right side, slowly hit. Altuve. Snap throw to first. And there are 2 gone. So 5 ground balls against Dallas Keuchel. And Rangers have 5 consecutive retired. It'll bring up Jeff Baker. Baker hasn't seen a whole lot of duty of late. Rangers just haven't seen that many left-handers of late for Jeff to come off the bench and either pinch hit or get a start as he is tonight at the DH spot. He's hitting .280. The first pitch is low for ball 1. Baker 11 home runs and 21 RBI. Changeup floats low and outside. 2-0. And 3-0 now. So with 2 outs, Baker trying to work his way aboard. He'll be followed by Mitch Moreland. Mitch will either hit with Baker on or in, or he'll start off the third. He's going to hit with him on first base as Keuchel misses with 4 straight. Well, the walk to Baker, and here comes Moreland. Mitch will step in, a .234 hitter. He's been on a pretty good tear of late. 400 hitter in these 2 games, and first 2 games in this series. Started to swing the bat better against left-handers. Again, it's been kind of a roller coaster for him. Four for 10 against left-handed pitching in this month. And the pitch low and outside for ball 1. Remember, Mitch went through a streak where he hit about .360 against left-handed pitchers for the better part of 3 months. Low and outside, 2-0. Well, Keuchel making it tough on himself, and Cody Clark going to go out and have a chat with his 25-year-old left-hander. And even though Keuchel had kind of overcome that tendency to walk a lot of folks during a ball game, sometimes that'll pop back up at the darndest times. You say, where'd that come from? Well, that's just old habit.
Yeah, 5 straight hitters, it wasn't a problem. All of a sudden it is now. 6 straight. But you also have to, I guess, guard against just grooving one here for the sake of throwing a strike. Might be behind 2-0.
He went with a breaking ball, and Moreland a little bit out in front of it. It's 2-1. Mitch career highs with 23 home runs, 59 RBI. He's got Baker at first with 2 away here in the 2nd inning. Off speed again. Mitch out in front of it. 2-2 now. Keuchel in that game against the Rangers and against Martin Perez worked 8 very effective innings. He was trailing 2-1, and then the 9th inning, the Rangers added on a lot against him. 5 runs in that 9th inning, and that really broke the game open. But up until that point, he and Martin Perez have been locked in a pretty good pitcher's duel. The 2-2 pitch, low and outside, and the count is full. So with 2 outs now, Baker will be off and moving with the pitch. Mitch Moreland hitting in the 7th slot. He'll be followed by Craig Gentry. Rangers looking for their first base hit. Jeff Baker, their first base runner. He has the lead at first as Keuchel sets. Payoff pitch off the fist, and Altuve playing in shallow right has the play. And that will do it. Well, the Rangers can't do anything with a 2-out walk. They strand their first runner. We have finished 2 innings. It's the Rangers nothing, the Astros nothing on Fox Sports Southwest.
Fox Sports Fan Express rolled in this afternoon. On board, plenty of great Ranger fans who donated blood to the Carter Blood Care. Having a good time here tonight. That was part of the deal. You donate blood, you get to ride on the Fan Express and come out to the Ranger games. You guys having a nice time tonight?
Yeah.
All right. Anything you'd like to say? Anything to everybody out there watching? Anything?
Go Rangers!
Go Rangers is good. All right. Appreciate it. Good having you guys here. There we go. Buzz.
And on 3 pitches, Martin Perez gets L.J. Hose on strikes. And that's how the top of the 3rd begins. Perez gets his 2nd consecutive strikeout. His 2nd of the game.
Some nasty pitches right there. If you're Hose, you're going back to the dugout going, man, I didn't have a chance in that at bat.
Didn't have anything hittable, and they were all strikes. There's a little looper into right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. So Cody Clark has the first hit of the game for either ball club. 1-out single here in the 3rd inning. Becomes the first base runner for the Astros. Now Clark, who had come to bat hitting .086, is the 1-out single.
He was 3 for 35 before that base hit to right field.
A 1 on, 1 out. The number 9 man, Brandon Barnes, now will step in. Barnes hitting .243. Center fielder batting in the number 9 slot. First pitch to him, and Martin got him on the fist. Fouled out of play. 0-1. Barnes 1 for 6 in this series. Let's see, he has had substantial amount of playing time this year. 133 games for the Astros. 8 home runs, 41 driven in. Clark, the runner at first. And the pitch, a strike at the knees. All right, Brandon Barnes in a bit of a funk of late. Just 1 for his last 12. And he's been having trouble making contact, too. 8 strikeouts in those 12 times to the plate. Wow.
Yeah, he's struggling right now. You can tell he's not seeing the ball. Yesterday he swung and missed a lot of fastballs.
Now 2 outs before we go back to the top of the order for VR. Let's take time for a Mazda game break. Here's John Radigan. All right, John, thank you. Keep all of you updated on what's happening in both New York and certainly in Cleveland also. The Indians hosting the White Sox. Jonathan VR began the ballgame by grounding out to his counterpart, shortstop Elvis Andrus. Now 1 on, 2 outs in the 3rd inning. And the changeup floats just off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. VR now 0 for his last 13 times to the plate, so he has been in one of those funks that is testing him. Martin back to him. Little nubber toward the first base side of the mound. Martin underhand shovel over to Mitch. And that'll do it. No runs, a hit. 1 man left after 2.5. Rangers nothing, Astros nothing. It's brought to you by the Built Ford Tough sales event at your Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Jack in the Box. Go big with Jack's really big chicken combo. Craig Gentry to start things off for the Rangers here in the scoreless ball game, bottom of the third. Be Gentry, Martin, and Kinsler to face Dallas Keuchel, who has allowed just one base runner, that a 2-out walk to Jeff Baker in the second. And Gentry, first ball swinging, rolls one out to short. The R, a high throw, and it pulls Carter off the bag, and Gentry is aboard safely.
That was a great example of what speed does to an infielder. VR fielded it calmly, but he knew Gentry was running, and he knew he had to speed it up and throw it hard to beat him. Watch right here. So he rushes it, maybe took one step too much, had to throw it a little harder than maybe he wanted to, and Gentry's speed, I think, caused the high throw, and he allowed him to get to first base. I think he thought he had a little more time than he really did, and then thought, and then when it was too late, he had to throw it too hard.
Yeah, he was in great rhythm, and all of a sudden he said,
whoops.
Yeah, that's not going to quite get it done. So Gentry aboard, and here's Leonis Martin. See if the Rangers can capitalize on a miscue. 1 ball, no strikes. And something that Craig Gentry does every time. Gets down that line, 100% effort.
You never know. You think that's a routine ground ball to shortstop, you don't go 100%. Carter goes up, comes down, and tags you, and you're out.
There goes Gentry. The pitch swung on and missed, and Clark couldn't get the handle on it. So Gentry sliding in with a stolen base.
Well, we highlighted Craig in the opening to the show, what he's meant to the team in the last week. He's been getting on base. He's been running the bases. He's been playing defense, and he's 9 for 19 at the plate. Taking advantage of this great opportunity the last week of the season in the pennant race.
And he's now 20 for 23 on the base paths. 20th stolen base of the year, and he is in scoring position. 1-1 the count to Leonis Martin. Is around to bunt and bunts through it. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now Leonis Martin, a very good bunter when he's trying to bunt for a base hit.
I've never seen a guy go in a bunting slump like he's in.
Yeah.
He went about a month and a half, and you're going, wow, this guy's become Rod Carew.
Right.
I don't think he's got a bunt down since then.
1-2 the count. Got him swinging. Pitch in the dirt. Clark has to finish the play down at first, which he does. And that is out number 1. Leonis Martin, the first strikeout for Keuchel tonight.
Yeah, and that's an at-bat that you would probably like to forget about. You have a chance to move the guy to third base. You don't get the bunt down, and then the lefty forces you to swing at a pitch out of the strike zone. So Leonis come back strong the next time up, but try to put that one behind him.
So with Gentry at second and 1 out, here's Ian Kinsler, who is out on a great play by Matt Dominguez, the third baseman. He dove as far as he could to his right toward the line and flagged down a hot shot as Kinsler led off the Ranger first. Keuchel, a long look to second, and the pitch to Ian is chopped foul at home plate. 0-1 the count. Ian, a big RBI single last night. He is now 8 for his last 17 times to the plate in these situations. Runner in scoring position. He's got Gentry out there who reached on an error, stole second, and 1 out later he is trying to score. Blowing inside. A ball and a strike to Ian. Kinsler hitting at .273. Maybe a 6-game hitting streak that he brings into play tonight. You've seen him hit almost .350. Keuchel okays the sign. The left-hander is set just above the letters. And fires a strike. It's 1-2. There are the runners in scoring position numbers we were talking about. 1-2 pitch is coming from the left-hander. Now 2-2. Gentry trying to go to third. He will make it with a slide. Good anticipation. We've seen Elvis Andrus do that, going from second to third on anticipating the ball in the dirt. Gentry read that as well as you could do it.
He's been trying to get a jump, just looking for the opportunity to take third base, and he got it right there. Well, the infield will come in. Good shot for Ian to bring in the first run of the ball game.
Well, the whole infield now in at just about the cut of the grass. 2-2 the count, and Kinsler hammers one foul. We haven't seen him do that in a while. It's nice to see that 900-foot shot foul by Kinsler.
Well, he waited on it, just not quite long enough. Hit the ball right in the good part of the bat, though.
Now, if you just dunk one into right field for the RBI, that'd be all you need after that loud foul. Again, the 2-2 pitch. Inside, and the count is full.
He got a called strike in there earlier in the count. That one looked like it was a little bit inside. Tried to do the same thing.
Now, Keuchel has walked one. That was Jeff Baker last inning, and he's gotten the count full to Kinsler. Gentry at third, coming down the line. Payoff pitch, way inside, ball 4. Well, runners at the corners now with one out, and Elvis Andrus coming up.
Well, if you're the Astros, this at least gives you an opportunity for a double play. Elvis has been as hot as any Ranger hitter this month, so it's a good guy to have up there in this situation, trying to get his at least 67th RBI.
And you also have some options with Kinsler and Gentry aboard. Both of them have very good speed. They're good base runners, so you can get something going if you choose to. Elvis, of course, also very quick. First pitch to him, and he got fisted. Fouls it straight back. Ian Kinsler with 15 stolen bases, but he's been caught 10 times. And you see Elvis, 18 for his last 49 with runners in scoring position. The guys at the top of the Ranger order have caught fire in these situations. Chopper slowly hit to short. They go to second for one out. Tuve can't get the handle for the throw. He gets the force at second. But on the play, Gentry scores, and Elvis aboard a fielder's choice ground out and an RBI. The Rangers lead it 1-0.
Yeah, fortunately, Elvis didn't hit it hard enough for them to have a chance to turn a double play. Well, the Rangers take advantage of the opportunity. Routine ground ball to shortstop turned into an error. Craig stole second, went to third on a wild pitch, and scores on that little ground ball to shortstop that turned into a force out and not a double play. So we'll take it. RBI number 67 for Elvis.
And now Elvis with 40 steals is at first base. Alex Rios, the hitter. He takes a strike on the inside corner. Rios really got sawed off by Keuchel the first time up. Hit a little roller to first base. He was jammed so badly. Down in the count here. As Keuchel has a long set. And now Rios asks for time. Alex, 279, the overall batting average. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rios in a Ranger uniform. This is his 42nd game. And he came into play tonight hitting .287 with 6 home runs and 21 RBI. You see in the last 21 games, a .310 hitter. That's chopped foul outside third, and the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. Andrus, a pretty good lead as Keuchel sets. He's on the run. The pitch is inside. The throw to second, not in time. And Elvis with his 41st stolen base. And each one now raises his career best.
They got a good jump. He was off pretty much on the first movement from the pitcher. In position to score a run. See him take off just about the exact same second that Keuchel started to the plate. Elvis took off. Beat the throw.
2-2 the count to Rios. 2 outs. Alex trying to get Andrews home. Chopper wide of third, and Dominguez will fire across the diamond. That'll do it. Well, the Rangers get a run without the benefit of a hit. There's a walk, an error, and 1 man left. We're going to the 4th inning. Rangers 1, Astros 0.
Stars in the house. That's right. Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin. And you guys got to throw out the first pitch. The season's almost here. What was it like, Jamie?
It was very exciting. Obviously, it was the first time for me to throw out the first pitch, and we had a lot of fun with that.
And Tyler, looking at Jamie, can you rate his pitch? I mean, would 1 to 10, 10 being the best? What do you think?
I'll give him a 10 just because it was better than mine, so I'm going to keep mine up there a little bit, yeah.
Okay, all right. Now, you guys start the season first of the October. How are the Stars looking this year?
We're looking pretty good. We got a couple new players, obviously Tyler being one of them, and it should be an exciting year for our team.
And tomorrow you got an exhibition game, right, Tyler?
Yeah, this is second last one before the season starting next week, so just about putting everything together and getting things ready for our home opener.
Best of luck to you guys. Have a great season. Oh, we got a Mav guy. Oh, yeah, Mav's dancer over here. All right, way to go. Where'd you come from? The Maniacs. There we go. All right. All right, appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Buzz.
Jose Altuve lofts a fly ball deep to left field. Gentry back. He leaps against the wall and can't make the catch. And Altuve, about halfway up the wall and left, has a double. And that's how the Astros' 4th inning begins.
Well, fortunately, he hit that in our ballpark and not in Houston. That would have been way back in the Crawford box in Houston. Stayed in the ballpark here, and now Martin has his work cut out for him. Trying to pitch around a man on second. Nobody out. Pitch on the inside part of the plate. All the way on the inside part of the plate. A little bit higher than Craig could jump, though.
Well, that is the second hit of the night for the Astros. And first time. Oh, and 1 on the foul ball. Dominguez, a little tapper right back to the mound, his first time up. Dominguez second on the Astros team with 76 RBI. Well, he and the man that follows him in the order tonight, Chris Carter, the top 2 run producers for Bo Porter's club. Ground ball to the left side. Elvis, a jump throw right there to get it. Nice play by Elvis, and Altuve had to hold at second base.
Yeah, great play by Elvis. And we've seen him do that more than once. And, he's done it more than once. He's a Gold Glove caliber shortstop, so it shouldn't be a surprise. But still, when you see a guy jump up in the air and throw it that accurately with that much on it from that far away, it's still fun to watch. Shortstops all make that play differently. Derek Jeter makes it that way with a jump. Some guys plant and throw. Some guys keep their feet on the ground when they throw it. Elvis likes to catch the ball, jump and throw it. He gets something on the ball when he does.
The 1 out here is Chris Carter. And a little looping foul that will get back about 3 rows into the seats down the first base side. It is 0-1. Carter, first time up, a fly ball to right field. So 0 for 1 tonight. 224 the average for the big Astro first baseman / DH. Astros really trying Carter in several different defensive positions. With a snap throw to first, second, and it gets by. It's into center field. And before Martin can get it back in, Altuve has advanced to third. He's now down there with a tying run and only 1 out.
They're trying to keep Altuve close to second base, give the outfielders a better chance if there's a base hit. But instead, the ball goes into center field, and now you give Carter a great chance to knock in a run. Nothing Ian could do. It ball's on the other side of Altuve, and he just couldn't reach any farther because Altuve was in his way.
Yeah, as a pitcher, you got to make sure that when you throw a ball to second base, that it's on the same side as the fielder that's handling it. the shortstop's handling the ball, okay, you throw it to the shortstop side a second. But with the second baseman there, Kinsler, as you said, Tom, had no chance to go through the runner to get that ball. A 1-1 now, the count to Carter. Rangers played the infield back. And the pitch in the dirt, and Brzezinski has to make a nice stop to keep that ball in front of it. Two and one, and if you're thinking about a strikeout, Carter is a prime candidate for it. He has struck out 208 times this year in less than 500 at bats. Perez working from the stretch, the 2-1 pitch. Now 2-2.
95 miles an hour with that sinker.
And Martinez shown the ability to go up a notch or two when he needs to get it.
Yeah, I like that. Gets in trouble, reaches back for a little bit more.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Loop to right field. That is going to be down for a base hit. Altuve will score. Here comes the throw. It's going to be late. Altuve had gone back to tag up if necessary. But Chris Carter with a looping single to right. He has tied this ball game as Altuve brings across the run. It is 1-1.
Carter just kind of reached out at that high fastball. Hit it off the end of the bat. Looped it right in front of the right fielder.
So Carter drives in his 81st run of the year. And we are back to dead even. Here is J.D. Martinez and a big rip and a miss. It's 0-1.
If you know how to speak Spanish, you know exactly what he said.
Yep.
If you don't, you probably don't want to know.
Rip and a miss on the changeup. It's 0-2. I know Martin was upset about that ball falling in, but you got to be behind home plate.
Yeah.
You can't stand there and get mad about things. You can't become a spectator.
Got a job to do.
Yep. Martinez a fly ball to left, his first opportunity tonight. And he's gone on strikes here. Well, 3 pitches, and we'll see you later. 4th strikeout for Martin Perez. Well, fans, the Rangers are now accepting deposits for the 2014 full and half season ticket plans. Reserve your 2014 season tickets and get the best seat locations at the very best prices. Learn more at TexasRangers.com/seasons, or you can call 972 Rangers extension 3. A 2 outs now. Brandon Laird, the designated hitter, is next, and he swings at the first pitch. It's a towering fly ball to center. Back near the wall, at the wall, and that ball is gone. Brandon Laird, a 2-run home run to dead center field. And the Astros take a 3-1 lead. Boy, Martin did all he possibly could back at the wall that time. Went up as high as he could, and that ball just over the outstretched glove.
Well, he got a high, looked like off-speed pitch that he hit high. He must have hit it pretty well to get out of here. Yeah, Leonis came pretty close to it. You couldn't really tell till he came down, looked in his glove, and realized it wasn't there. It looked like he got his glove high enough. Let's see if it's in the right place. Just kind of off the side of his glove. Great try. Boy, that would have been a catch.
Well, the Astros have turned things around here with 3 in the 4th inning. A double, a single, and a 2-run home run. Well, it's 3-1 in favor of Houston. And L.J. Ho's up there. Takes the changeup outside. It's 2-1. Brandon Laird with his 5th home run of the year. And he is now driven in 11. Off speed, that catches the lower part of the strike zone. It's 2-2. HOU is called out on strikes. His first time up. Breaking ball, got him swinging. 5 strikeouts, 2 in the inning, but not before the Astros put 3 on the board on 3 hits. Bottom of the 4th coming up, 3-1 Astros. Folks, we'd like to invite you to tune in each Saturday morning at 10 o'clock right here on Fox Sports Southwest for Chevy Hometown Kids. It's not about the score, it's about the experience. Well, the Rangers had their 46th come from behind win last night. They trailed 1-0 in that game, and 46, a new team high for come from behind victories. They'll have to make it 47 if they are to come back in this ball game here tonight. And Adrian Beltre starting things off. The Astros leading 3-1. Beltre ground ball to short as he led off the second. Changeup floats in. It's 1-1. Rangers still looking for their first base hit. They had a walk and an error last inning that led to the run. Out of play to the right. 1-2. You got the grill cranked up out there.
Yeah, it's coming right out of the building. There must be some barbecue being roasted out there.
Beltre, a chopper wide of third. Dominguez, a 360, and puts it right on the mark to first.
Nice play. Took a little tricky hop, which he handled. And he spun all the way around and calmly threw a strike to first base. Nice play. A couple of nice plays for Dominguez in this game. One going to his right to Rob Kinsler. I wouldn't say he robbed Adrian right there, but still a nice play.
So 1 out. Here's A.J. Pierzynski, who grounded to second in the second. A.J. hitting at 272. And Keuchel has a breaking ball. Stay up high to him. 1 ball and no strikes. Pierzynski now just 2 for 10 against the Astros in this series. Ground ball to Carter at first, and he will take it to the bag himself. There are very quickly 2 outs here in the Ranger 4th. Keuchel, twirling a dandy so far. He has yet to give up a hit to the Rangers through the first 3 2/3.
Hadn't been a ball hit in the air yet. 6 ground balls in the first 2 innings. Error on a ground ball. 6-4, 5-3, 5. Every ball's been hit on the ground.
First pitch to Baker. And Jeff takes strike 1. Baker drew the walk in the second. He became the first Ranger base runner. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Jeff, 2 for his last 4, and that comes on the heels of going through a 3 for 22 drought. Change up missed. 2-1. Here are the stats on Keuchel. 10 groundouts, 1 strikeout tonight.
Well, he said he had a pretty good ground ball to fly ball ratio. Right now, I guess he doesn't have a ratio.
And there is the first Ranger hit of the night. A broken bat looper to center off the bat of Jeff Baker. Well, Baker breaks through in more ways than one. Broke right through the handle of his bat. One on, 2 out, Craig Gentry. Or I should say Mitch Moreland. Moreland rolled out to second base back in the second inning. So Mitch up there is the tying run here in the 4th inning. 1 ball, no strikes. First time up, Moreland got ahead 2-0, and had a couple of off-speed pitches, and then was jammed on a 3-2 pitch. And Keuchel got inside on it. There's that breaking ball, and it's 1-1. Keuchel sets a check of Baker. Modest lead at first. And he fires a fastball that's just a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike to Moreland. Carter holding the bag against Baker as Keuchel checks him. And the pitch outside, 3-1. Mitch in a pretty good hitter's count here, trying to get aboard with the tying runs aboard. Craig Gentry will be next. Keichel's next offering. Off speed and low, ball 4. Moreland able to check his swing. Oh, a 2-out single and followed by a walk. 2 aboard, and Gentry coming up.
He's definitely trying to throw off-speed pitches to Mitch. He's had Mitch swinging a couple of pitches out of the strike zone, but he wouldn't offer it that one. I think he's seen enough of them to where he was able to look at it and lay off it. Got himself in a little bit of a 2-out jam here. He got 2 quick outs, single walk. Now the hottest Ranger hitter, 9 for his last 19, is Craig Gentry. Trying to get the Rangers to close the gap right here.
Now Gentry trying to bring Baker and Moreland home. Craig reached on that error, scored the only Ranger run thus far. Keichel's first pitch to him, and he drops the breaking ball in. It is 0-1. Gentry hitting almost identically average-wise with runners in scoring position and otherwise this year. Cued foul over toward the first base Rangers dugout. It's 0-2. It's kind of a defensive swing by Gentry. He got fooled a little bit. Gonna have to battle now. He's down to the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Baker getting his lead from second, staring in at Clark Signs. And the breaking ball just a bit down and in. 1-2. Outfield fairly shallow with Gentry up there. Infield plays him just about straight away. And the changeup just missed. 2-2. A good look at the Astro alignment. Right fielder HOU very shallow and right. Barnes and Martinez just a little more shallow than would be standard depth. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on and 2 out. Keuchel reading the signs, the left-hander. Finally settles on one. Hit it.
Jeez.
Not even close.
Close for that pitch. He's doing some off-speed pitches. I'm sure he's trying to zip that fastball on the inside corner. He just yanked it at least a couple of feet inside. Hit Craig right in the middle of the back.
Gentry made a habit of being hit by pitches this year. Yeah, that
can't get out of the way. That one's almost behind him. Craig will take one for the team, boy. He doesn't care if he gets out of the way or not.
Yeah,
that's up at his head.
That's his 8th. Yeah, exactly. That's his 8th hit by pitch this year.
Well, make a pay for it.
Well, Leonis Martin up there. Adrian Beltre hit last night. Bases full of Rangers. And Martin lines one to right field. That is down and go to the wall. One runs home. Moreland right behind him. Gentry being waved around. He will score. And Leonis Martin, a bases clearing double. The Rangers have turned it around. It is 4-3 Texas.
Well, Leonis had a tough at bat the last time up. Couldn't get the bunt down, swung at a pitch in the dirt. Right man at first base for a double like that. It was Gentry. There's no way he wasn't going to score. And Keuchel got himself in trouble. Walk, a hit batter, and then he hung the breaking ball to Leonis, and he cleared the bases with it. Big hit right there. Watch the hanger. Thank you very much. It broke just enough to be right in the middle of the plate.
The second time in this series that Leonis Martin has had a bases loaded double.
Well, Craig Gentry's gotten on an error. He's been hit by a pitch, and he scored 2 runs.
And Ian Kinsler takes a changeup that floats outside for ball 1. Now, the Rangers doing the damage in this inning after 2 were out. 4 consecutive Rangers have reached base, and Ian trying to make it a whole handful. Ball 2. Kinsler, a ground ball to third, and a walk tonight. 0 for 1 officially, hitting .273. Martin getting his lead at second. Kinsler to center field. That is down for a hit. Martin around third will score. And Ian Kinsler, another key RBI single. The Rangers lead it 5-3.
Well, there's a couple of ropes right there. Martin roped his ball down the right field line, and Ian hit that so hard, it looked like Barnes almost was going to have a chance to catch it. He didn't quite have that chance, but that was a line shot by Ian. And Rangers doing something they had a problem with earlier in the month, and that's getting a base hit when it counts with men in scoring position. They've got a couple of big ones right here after the Astros scored 3 in the top of the inning.
Doug Brocail out to talk to his battery and slow things down a little bit for Dallas Keuchel and Cody Clark. Now the Rangers have taken a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the third. And then Martin Perez gave up 3 in the top of the fourth. Rangers have answered with 4 in the bottom of the fourth, and they are not done yet.
It all started with 2 outs on a little soft single to center field by Jeff Baker.
And Elvis lines one to right for a base hit. Kinsler will stop at second. That is 6 straight Rangers that have reached base against Keuchel.
And then he walked the left-hand hitting Mitch Moreland, got Gentry 0-2 and hit him. And so I guess after a walk to a left-hand hitter and a hit batter after an 0-2 pitch, you kind of get what you deserve. It's been double, single, single, and every one of them has been hit right on the nose, line shots.
No, Andrus now at first, Kinsler down at second. The 9th man to come to bat for the Rangers here in the 4th inning steps in. That's Alex Rios. Rios, a couple of ground outs tonight, 0 for 2. He takes low and in for ball 1.
Well,
Lucas Harrell out and loosening in the Astros bullpen.
Up until Baker hit in this inning, there were 2 outs in the 4th inning. Rangers hadn't hit a ball in the air.
Yeah, until Baker's hit, they hadn't had a base hit.
Hadn't had a hit, and everything else was on the ground.
That's something, how fast it can turn around.
Since that time, they haven't hit a ball on the ground. So they've made the adjustment. Second time through the lineup, hasn't treated him very well.
1 ball, 1 strike to Rios. Chopper over the mound, over second, and to center field. A base hit. Kinsler will score. Andrus on to third. Rios with the RBI. It is 6-3 Texas. That may be the most delayed dive I've ever seen anybody making a ball that Jose Altuve made.
Well, the Rangers are getting hits this inning with men in scoring position. And the hit parade keeps on going.
see what I mean? Oh, my goodness.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
you said it, so I watched it.
I did.
That was funny. Maybe the ball was going to slow down for him so he could catch it. I like the hustle, though. You're not going to get on anybody for trying too hard.
Well, the Rangers have batted around now. The 10th man to come to the plate, Adrian Beltre. Runners at the corners. 5 runs across, and Beltre slams one to Dominguez at third. Adrian hit a rocket, but he's 0 for 2 in the inning. The Rangers score 5 times on 5 hits. They strand 2. After 4 complete, Leonis Martin and company leading 6-3. Only shows up when they're going to score a lot of runs.
You know it.
That would co-host of Rangers Live. Good timing. Good timing. It's good to see that happen to the ball club in a game like this.
Very good to see happen. And all of it with 2 outs. So that just lets you know they're not hanging their heads. They got down by a couple of runs, and they just have fight in them. They're not going to give up. They're not going to give it away. They're going out there and they're playing.
Martin Perez going to work, and Cody Clark takes a strike. And especially good, I think, Mac, for Martin Perez, in that he had a tough inning, gave up the 2-run home run. Discouraged about that, you come back in and all of a sudden your teammates really pick you up. Beltre, normal play for Adrian. 1 out.
Incredible.
Wow.
He just makes it look so easy.
But for a young pitcher like Martin Perez, that kind of lift really has to feel good for him, I would think.
It really does, and hopefully he can carry it over. And this is a big inning for him to be able to come back and put up a goose egg. That's going to go a long way. But for them to come back and score five runs real quick after he gave up a couple of runs, that definitely should make things a little bit easier for him.
Here's Brandon Barnes, the center fielder. He's trying to bunt his way aboard, and Perez has a play. Quickly 2 outs.
Buzz Perez looks like a very good fielder. He pounces on those balls pretty good. Got good agility.
Good athlete.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Like most pitchers, you know.
Yeah, okay. Easy now. Easy. Take it easy.
Well, you got to throw that in there. I was kind of hoping you guys wouldn't notice.
Nice try. No, I think the one thing he does extremely well is he doesn't panic when he has to make a play. When he's going to field it, he just doesn't panic. And a lot of pitchers, when the ball's in their area, they just panic. Oh, my God, what do I do? But Perez already knows, and he's just nice and calm and fluid out there.
Here's Jonathan Villar, who is 0 for 2, a couple of groundouts. Here's a strike, 1-1.
Who was the best fielding pitcher you guys ever seen?
Probably Jim Cott. Cott won all the gold gloves as a pitcher, but he was probably the best as far as footwork, and he was always in great fielding position. Another great athlete, but you very rarely saw him out of balance when he got through throwing the ball. He became an extra infielder.
Greg Maddux won a lot of gold gloves, but I never saw him that much. I got to go with Kenny Rogers right up there with one of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kenny was good. I didn't see much of Maddux either, but Mark Langston was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Was he?
Yeah, he was really good. Anything around the mound, he'd go get it. To me, he was a left-handed shortstop. I mean, he was just that good.
That's pretty good.
Well, he was another guy, Ron Washington, out to the mound. He wants to have a little encouragement chat with Martin Perez.
Didn't like that 2-out walk to the leadoff hitter very much.
No, he didn't. And this is a growing moment for Martin Perez, and Ron Washington out there to emphasize. And Ron says, he doesn't go out there with the intention of berating anybody. What he wants to go out there and make sure is that the pitcher, whether it's Martin Perez or Derek Holland, they understand what it takes to compete in the moment. That's all Wash wants to get him to do is compete for the next hitter. Throw that next pitch, get this next hitter, and be out of it. And I think it's a great thing that he does that with guys, that lets them know, hey, we care about what's going on. You've got to learn this and find out how to do it yourself.
Yeah, I think this is this could be that turning point for this inning. The same thing that happened to Keuchel the last inning could go the same way for Perez right now, and Wash wants to make sure that doesn't happen right now.
Altuve to shortstop. Nice play by Elvis. He scampers up, throws, not in time. Altuve able to leg it out, but not by much. Oh, I thought Elvis had him. And Ron Washington thought he did too. He's going to go out and talk to the crew chief, Gary Darling.
A beautiful play by Elvis. Fairly hard hit ball, which gave him a chance. Altuve closed pretty quickly right at the end. Couldn't tell from up here. Ron accepts the explanation. Let's get another look at it.
Wow, that's real close. This is a great play. He makes this look easy as well. I mean, that's just not easy.
Boy, he gets something on that throw too. Yeah, he might have got him, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe by the length of a cleat.
Yeah, I think he got him. Boy, that was close.
Now it goes down as an infield single. 2 on and 2 out. Matt Dominguez. Here's a guy you got to be careful with. To center field. Leonis Martin back a few steps. Nice job by Perez to work around the 2-out walk and single. Side retire for the Astros. We have finished half the ball game. It's the Rangers 6 and the Astros 3 on Fox Sports Southwest. In the bottom of the 5th inning, leading 6-3, and go back to the way that top of the 5th inning. Good job by Martin Perez. We have Matt Dominguez, who had the home run last night to tie the ball game off Yu Darvish. Couple of runners on, things hadn't gone very well, but Martin able to bounce back, get him on the fly ball in the critical junctures. You said, Mac, that inning could have gone the other way very quickly against him.
Very easily, if he hadn't made a solid pitch to Dominguez, it could have been tied up, and I think Wash really wanted to avoid that.
Line drive off the bat of AJ to left field. That is out number 1. When Martin got into the dugout, Ron Washington right there to give him a little hug and say, okay, that's what I was talking about. And he's kind of calmed down. Then Mike Maddox comes over and makes a gesture to breathe, wanting Martin to make sure his breathing is under control. That's one thing that Mike Maddox has worked very diligently with Martin Perez on, was the breathing aspect.
You know, I think people take that for granted.
Yeah.
And that's a huge part of it. Controlling your breathing, it controls your emotions. It keeps you calm. It doesn't let you get things out, get things ahead of one another. So it really calms you down, and people forget to breathe.
We talk about speeding the game up and slowing the game down, and that is the big part of this. If you slow your breathing down, you take deep breaths, that slows things down for you. Not that the game gets slower, but your reactions speed up because you're seeing things and reacting to things in a different fashion.
Right, you start to rush, and you'll see a lot of players do it. You'll see guys on the mound, you'll see guys in the batter's box take a deep breath. That's to slow down their breathing and just to calm themselves and relax a little bit more.
1-2, the count to Jeff Baker. Now 2-2. Baker has walked and singled tonight, scored a run. He was the one that started all that 2-out damage in the 4th inning. And a solid single to center. Got him swinging here. Pretty good changeup by Keuchel. That is out number 2. Time for a Mazda game break with 2 outs here in the 5th. Here's John Radigan. All right, John, thank you. 16-2 for both of them coming in tonight against their opponents on this night. That's DirecTV is going to show you the updated wild card standings as we get right down to the final days of this 2013 season. Tampa, a 1-game lead over Cleveland, so that makes them 2 ahead of the Rangers. Rangers trailing Cleveland for that second wild card spot by a full game. Kansas City just about ready to get eliminated in that race. Breaking ball to Mitch Moreland's in for a strike.
White Sox still have a chance to lose 100 games. They lose their last 4 games.
Well, and there was a lot of hope in Chicago at the start of the year with the pitching they had, and everybody thought it was going to have a lot of bright spots.
I'd like to have heard Hawk's call on that one last night. Giambi's home run.
Yeah. Here's the pitch, and we'll be back with a warm-up show in a minute. With a wrap-up or whatever. And Moreland gone on strike. So the Rangers gone quickly, 1, 2, 3, a couple of strikeouts. Matt, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll look forward to seeing you on Rangers Live after the ball game. Rangers leading 6-3 as we head to the 6th. Is brought to you by the all-new Mazda 6. When you change everything, you change everything. Chris Carter leading off, and he hits a little squibber out to second. He's going to beat that out for a base hit. So right off the end of the bat. A cue shot for Chris Carter that almost died in the grass. And he is aboard with a leadoff infield single. Hard to believe a full-grown man like that would hit a ball that softly. Well, Carter 2 out of 3 now. Pair of singles. He is aboard to start things off. Here's J.D. Martinez, who is 0 for 2. And Martin fires a strike to the inside corner. Martinez a fly ball to left and a strikeout. A 1-1. Martinez 1 out of 4 in this series against the Rangers. He's waiting for Perez's pitch, and it's low and inside. 2 balls and a strike. J.D. Martinez spent almost 2 months on the disabled list. A left wrist problem. Chops this one foul outside third. He'll come back and try it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Martinez, one of the brighter spots for the Astros in the early going of 2013. But the bright spots have been few and far between. Still 2-2 on another chop foul. Infield looking for the double play off the bat of Martinez. Chris Carter, the runner at first. Nobody out here in the 6th inning. And the pitch is low. The count is full. Now Martin Perez, who has walked 1 tonight, in danger of losing Martinez. Brandon Laird, the designated hitter, will be next.
Watch out, watch out. Wow. That's the worst one of the year right there.
And that hit right in the aisle.
Fortunately, it hit an empty little spot. There was no getting out of the way of that thing, boy. Nope. That's as hard as you can throw a bat in the stands right there. That's like Bill Dunlap. Nice catch, Bill. You got a souvenir, boy.
Yeah.
Not even much pine tar on that.
Obviously not nearly enough. So 1 out. That is the 5th strikeout for Martin Perez. And the pitch to Brandon Laird is high for ball 1. Laird had the 2-run home run his last time up. Just out of the reach of Leonys Martin, or actually right off the side of the thumb of his glove.
The only reason I mentioned Bill Dunlap, he provided Kurt Dykert and me with the greatest day of our lives golfing.
Really?
He's a member at Pine Valley and invited us to play there.
Yep, that would be a mecca of golf.
Oh man, that was just a great day. Shot about 135 and didn't even care.
Didn't bother you one bit.
Didn't bother me a bit.
2-1 the count to Laird. 1 for 2 tonight. Hitting at 194. 5 home runs now for Laird. 81st pitch of the night for Martin Perez coming up. And it's 3-1. Carter going to second, and he will make it with a slide as the ball got away from A.J. a little bit too far.
Martin not commanding the strike zone quite like he was earlier in the ball game.
It'll probably be a wild pitch since it just skipped out of the dirt. 3-1 now, the count to Laird with Carter at second base. And a high fastball and fouled it straight back. That fills the count. Laird hitting in the 6th slot for Bo Porter tonight. L.J. HOU, the right fielder, waits in the on-deck circle. 1 on, 1 out. Rangers leading 6-3. There's HOU. Martin Perez sets, and the payoff pitch. Breaking ball grounded to short. Elvis gobbles it up. On to Moreland. That's out number 2. Good job by Martin Perez to come back from a difficult count to get the out. Left-hander Robbie Ross loosening in the Ranger bullpen in support of Martin Perez.
Martin's still got a pretty good pitch count. He's thrown 82 pitches so far.
L.J. HOU's the hitter, and HOU has struck out both times that he has faced the Ranger left-hander. Once called, once swinging. HOU's at 274 with the average. It's out of play down the right side. L.J. HOU, of course, an acquisition from Baltimore, that Bud Norris deal that happened at the trade deadline this year. Oh for 6 in this series against the Rangers. This the 40th start for HOU's in an Astros uniform. 0-1 the count as Perez sets.
Martin's still popping the fastball occasionally at 95 miles an hour.
And it looks like he's having to force it to get it up there, I think.
Yeah, he doesn't have quite the same command he did earlier in the game.
Now the 1-1 is coming. Broken back ground. A nice play by Moreland going to his left. Steps on the bag, and that will do it. So what could have been a tough inning, handled nicely by Martin Perez. 1 left on a hit. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Rangers 6, Astros 3. It's worth $100 and dinner for 2 at Sonic Drive-In. Tonight the Rangers are hitting for Stuart Witten from Princeton. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam this inning, Stuart Witten from Princeton will win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. Craig Gentry starting things off. He's going to try and bunt his way aboard, and bunts it foul to start the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, Craig's been on twice. He got let off the 3rd inning by getting on an error. Just hustled his way into that error, and then he got hit by a pitch in the rally in the 4th inning. He scored a couple of runs. Well, making things happen. Keuchel just kind of lost it there in the 4th inning after he got 2 quick outs. He came right back with a 1-2-3 5th inning.
Yeah, he got the 2 quick outs, gave up a kind of what seemed like an insignificant single. Yeah. Then the walk and the hit batter. Those two hitters right there. He's going to look back and say, hey, I let it get away with those 2 guys.
Yep, he walked the left-hand hitter and then got Craig 0-2 and ended up hitting him with a pitch.
1-1 pitch here, and Gentry a little check swing foul. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And then the big hit of that inning, Leonis Martin with the bases clearing double to right field. Keuchel to the wind, the 1-2 to Gentry. Call strike 3. Breaking ball got the inside corner. And Keuchel now has had 3 consecutive strikeouts. The last 2 in the 5th. And Gentry here to start the 6th. And as Leonis Martin comes up, let's go to Jim Knox. Jim?
All right, Buzz, appreciate it. A lot of teams from the Southeast Arlington Little League on hand tonight because a big night before the game. Elvis Andrus, Derek Holland, and Joe Nathan presented a check of $20,000 to the Southeast Arlington Little League. President of the league, Lucas Larson, is here tonight. This is going to go a long ways to help you guys regroup, right, Lucas?
Oh, absolutely. It'll be huge. It's going to allow these kids that couldn't have a season to have one and beyond. So we're just so thankful that the Rangers and these players stepped up and helped out all these kids you see right here to play baseball.
There we go. They're having a good time at the ballpark. Good luck this season. Appreciate it, Lucas. Way to go. All right, Buzz.
All right, Jim, thank you. And there's Derek Holland, and he and a couple of his teammates able to make that generous donation and really pick those folks up. Elvis and in there, Joe Nathan. Stuff you don't hear about a lot, but it goes on quite a bit. And there's Joe out there and getting himself all stretched out and ready if needed in that Ranger bullpen.
That was our rotator cuff if we tried that one, Buzz.
Yep. That's not something you just want to pick up and start right away.
That might get both of your rotator cuffs. Do you still have a rotator cuff?
Yeah, but it's not real good. Got him swinging. 4 straight strikeouts.
It's getting serious now.
5 in the game for Keuchel.
We talked about Keuchel in his last 23 innings coming into the game. He'd struck out 27 batters. It took him a while to get his strikeouts going. He only had 1 with 1 out in the 5th inning. Now he struck out 4 in a row.
So 2 gone now. Keuchel will face Ian Kinsler. Kins had a very big RBI single in that 4th inning. After Leonis Martin had cleared the bases, Ian kept it going by singling home Martin.
Buzz, I want to give a quick shout out to Ernie McAnally, former Major League pitcher. See Ernie at our alumni functions quite a bit. He lives in Mount Pleasant. He's here at the ball game today with a group from the Tennyson Methodist Church in Mount Pleasant. Hope you're having a good time, Ernie.
Kinsler a drive deep down the left field line into the corner. Goodbye. Ian Kinsler with his 13th home run of the year. The Rangers lead it 7-3. And we have another Sonic Slam winner. Stuart Whitten of Princeton. $100 and dinner for 2 at Sonic.
Boy, Ian's had some good at-bats today. First time up, he got robbed of a double down the left field line by Matt Dominguez. He walked. He had a rope to center field to knock in a run, and now a home run to go along with it. Oh, he's definitely feeling it today.
Well, Kinsler with the home run. And Bo Porter out to the mound. He takes the ball from Dallas Keuchel. And Kinsler getting high fives, and Dallas Keuchel got sent back to the bench. No, he couldn't survive the 2-out blast by Ian Kinsler. Pitching change underway here at Rangers Ballpark. Rangers leading 7-3 now. Back for more right after this. Friday, September 27th, fans will be treated to a spectacular fireworks show set to player walk-up music and sing along with the songs. Great seats are still available. Get yours at TexasRangers.com and come out and enjoy the final fireworks Friday. Well, Reiner Cruz has been summoned from the left center field bullpen for the Astros, and 26-year-old right-hander takes over.
Numbers for Reiner Cruz. Be his 18th ball game. ERA is under 4. A few too many walks. 10 walks in 19 innings. Opponents hitting .315 against him this year. A brief amount of time.
And Cruz kind of cross-firing Elvis Andrus. It is strike 1. Well, Cruz pretty much just a fastball pitcher. He's not been noted, as Tom pointed out, for his command. Drops that breaking ball in occasionally, which he just did, and 0-2 the count to Elvis. Elvis 1 for 3 with an RBI tonight. Cruz back to him. 1-2. Dallas Keuchel 5 2/3 tonight. 6 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Now the 1-2 offering. Fouled back. Elvis at 272, and he now has 67 runs driven in this year. Ian Kinsler, with 2 RBI, now has gotten to 70 RBI. And a chopper foul by Gary Pettis. It's still 1-2. A little negotiating going on for that ball down there. I just want to touch it. Can't have it. You can touch it, though. 2-2 as the fastball sails high. Reiner Cruz, a Rule 5 draft by the Astros from the Mets organization back in the offseason prior to the 2012 season. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cruz originally signed by the Tigers as a 16-year-old out of the Dominican Republic. And another foul ball. Well, Elvis making Cruz throw some pitches. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Clark with the signs. Cruz again set. And the breaking ball stays inside. Now the count is full. Elvis trying to get aboard to prolong this 6th inning. Alex Rios waits to be next. Cruz with the payoff pitch on the way. VR up with it at short. And that'll do it. Well, the Rangers gone in the 6th, but Ian Kinsler adds on his 13th home run of the year. It's the Rangers on the board again. We'll go to the 7th. It's the Rangers 7 and the Astros 3 on Fox Sports Southwest. 4th inning for both ball clubs. Ian Kinsler added the 1 in the 6th inning for the Rangers, and he's had a big night. 2 for 3 for Kinsler, and Leonis Martin a big 3-run double in that 5-run 4th inning. Martin Perez, the beneficiary of the run outburst by the Rangers offense, goes to work here to Cody Clark, and the next pitch is fouled away to the right. Very quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Clark 1 for 2. Had a single back in the 3rd inning. Grounded to 3rd in the 5th.
That's just another start where Martin he's had times where he struggled a little bit, but here he finds himself pitching into the 7th inning.
Well, he gets Clark for strike 3. That is the 6th punch out for the Ranger left-hander. Yeah, the big thing, Tom, he keeps his pitch count manageable.
He does.
And that's the key for anybody anymore. As much as pitch counts are looked at as the gospel, if you will. I'm not sure I agree with it, but that's just the way things are.
That's the way they are. And, he's 22 years old, but he's not one of those 22-year-olds that throws 88 pitches in the 5th inning, and you have to wonder if he's going to get through 6. Generally, you're wondering if he's going to get into the 8th inning. That's pretty good quality that we're seeing in him.
Barnes fouls off the 1-0 pitch to even the count. And inning by inning, saw the 4th, and he gave up those 3 runs, and that was the only inning out of character. Everything else is 17, 16, and lower for Perez.
You like the fact that he kind of battled out of that situation and seems to be finishing strong right now. Struck out 7. Two balls,
1 strike. And That's out of play to even the count.
Second youngest to start a game in the American League this year. Taijuan Walker was a little bit younger when he had a start. Pretty impressive what he's accomplished this year in a pennant race. Great
He's
change.
swinging.
Wow.
Boy. So he has now matched the strikeout total he had against the Astros the first time around. That's number 8.
Well, when you see, Buzz, the progress, as you talked about, that he's made from this year compared to last year,
yeah,
and you know he's not done getting better. Imagine what it could be 2 or 3 years down the road if he keeps getting better.
Well, he has gained a degree of consistency that you don't very often see. Even a guy that's pitched a full year at the big leagues, that's all he has, basically a full year. He's done remarkably well to be consistent, and that's incredible. 0-1 pitch to Villar. Now 1-1. I always like to listen to the answers that guys give to questions after they pitch. Whether they win or lose is really irrelevant, just to see how they think of themselves. And this year, the answers that Martin Perez gives are not very analytical. They're very simple, very matter of fact, the way he looks at himself. And I think that's important. You know, he doesn't try to trick anybody by having a long answer. It's just, hey, here's what happened. Here's what I tried to do. This is what happened, and that's the way it is.
I threw it and they couldn't hit it.
Yeah, exactly. Or I threw it and they did hit it. That's 2-1 pitch, and that's outside. Villar walked his last time up, so this is one of those matchups for Martin Perez tonight that he's had trouble with the last 2 times. Behind in the count, 3-1. Now 3-2.
Good sinker right there at 93 miles an hour.
Whenever you're in doubt, it's always a good option to go to.
Well, that looked like a changeup the way it dropped at the end.
Payoff pitch. Ground ball to the right side, and Kinzel. Nice play going to his left. That'll do it. So a couple of strikeouts and a nice defensive play. Martin Perez back to the dugout. Astros gone in the 7th. Back to 6.5. 7-3 Rangers.
We saw the return of the Adrian Beltre home run last night. We also saw the prank that was played on him in the dugout. And then we saw him get hit by a pitch in the 8th inning. And the Adrian Beltre angry look. And it just begged to ask the question post-game like this. The Adrian Beltre death stare, is that a new addition to the arsenal as well?
Not coming.
No comment on that? Had to ask. Yeah, I was terrified of the Adrian Beltre death stare. I don't know about you guys. I definitely don't want to be on the receiving end.
I would have felt a lot worse if he was intending it for me. I felt a little better watching him do it to the pitcher.
Yeah. The only good thing about being on the mound is there's about 60 or 70 feet separating you from Beltre. This was last night when Adrian got hit by Josh Zayed, and he was trying to decide right there, do I really want to go out to the mound? No, it's not worth it. Doesn't feel very good getting hit, but no, I'm not going to do it this time. But he did. He looked rather menacing. And here is Beltre after the pop-up by Alex Rios got the Rangers 7th started. Adrian tonight has grounded out twice and lined out. And a rifled shot down the line. It's a fair ball. Into the corner. Extra bases for Beltre. Martinez goes in and gets the ball out of the corner. And Beltre standing in second with a 1-out double. And you thought that bluff bunt was just for show. He wanted the third baseman to come in so he could hit it by him.
Dominguez playing way off the line for Beltre. That ball was closer to shortstop than the one Ian hit that he caught in the first inning. Of course, Ian, I'm sure, is looked at defensively as a pull hitter, so that's why he was playing more over.
Yeah, for Beltre now, 194 hits. And the Ford leaderboard, we'll talk about those things for you. The Major League hit leaders, Matt Carpenter, the Cardinals, the leader at 198. Adrian at 194. Miguel Cabrera, 189. Manny Machado, who has finished for the year, also at 189. Well, that was a terrible loss for the Orioles the other day in Tampa Bay. But Manny Machado apparently escaping with not minor injuries, but one that he can recover from relatively fast within a couple of weeks.
Sounds like no surgery, too.
Yeah. 1-1 the count to Brzezinski, and AJ pops it foul. That will reach the seats over the third base dugout. 1-2 the count. 43,207 on hand here tonight, and a great crowd for a Wednesday night. It also pushes the season total to closing in on 3 million again. The Rangers just a little bit over 6,000 short now of that 3 million mark. They will go over it tomorrow night as AJ goes down swinging at that high fastball. And Cruz has his first punch out. That is out number 2. And David Murphy will come up to hit for the DH, Jeff Baker. Well, the Rangers, who had not drawn over 3 million until last year, they went over 3,400,000 last year. They're going to surpass 3 million again this year. It'll happen tomorrow night with 4 games against the Angels left. Probably looking at 3.14, 13, 14, somewhere in there. Great support from Ranger fans. Now, while we have a moment here, let's take time for a Mazda game break. Once again, here's John Radigan. John? So no help tonight, at least right now anyway, for the Rangers. Rangers just have to keep plugging away, winning their ball games, and let whatever happens happen. So here's David Murphy, a .220 hitter, trying to pick up Beltre from second base. And the pitch off the glove of Clark all the way to the backstop. Well, down to third base goes Beltre on a sort of wild pitch. Maybe a huge understatement here tonight.
Yeah, as a catcher, you just don't expect the ball to be that far away from where you're putting your glove down.
1 ball, no strikes to Murphy. David, 13 home runs, 45 RBI, and a rip and a miss at the high heat from Reiner Cruz. Rangers 7 runs on 7 hits tonight. They've committed 1 error. The Astros 3 runs on 6 hits. And they likewise have 1 miscue. And Murphy shoots one out of play to the left. And David down on the count at a ball and 2 strikes. Murphy 1 for 3 in the first game of the series. Handled the DH chores. Next pitch to him from Cruz. And another foul ball and catcher's interference. That's the first one we've seen Murph have this year. Last year, he seemed like it was every other game that he'd tick the catcher's glove. And he is aboard on what will be an error on Clark, the catcher, but not a time at bat for David Murphy. Well, runners at the corners and 2 outs, and Mitch Moreland coming up.
You could tell by the sound what happened. Glove and ball.
Cody Clark just got that glove ripped right off his hand. Well, here's Moreland, who is 0 for 2. A walk and a run scored in that 4th inning. Other than that, he has struck out and grounded out. Mitch pops one foul. That will reach the seats on the third base side. It is 0-1. Cruz on since the 6th inning. Took over for Dallas Keuchel, who worked 5 2/3. Now facing Mitch Moreland with Beltre at third and Murphy at first here in the 7th. One ball and one strike. Now the Angels, who will be in here tomorrow, starting the final series of the season. 3-1 winners over Oakland this afternoon out in Anaheim. Jared Weaver started in that game. The Rangers will not face Weaver in the upcoming series. A rifle shot just foul outside the bag at first.
Ball caromed off the wall there, right by the ball girl. She was ready for it, though. That would have been a highlight reel play if she made this catch.
Yeah, that
was a little too close to the wall.
Too hot to handle.
Yep. She was ready, though.
Yep. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch is low to even the count. And tomorrow night, Matt Garza trying for his 11th win of the year. He'll be opposed by Jerome Williams. And our AT&T U-Birds will show you that matchup. Jerome Williams 9-10 with a 4.55. Matt Garza overall 10-6 with a 3.90. We'll be with you 7 o'clock on Fox Sports Southwest. Rest of the matchups, Alexio Gondo and C.J. Wilson on Friday. Saturday, Derek Holland and Garrett Richards. And the finale on Sunday, Yu Darvish and Jason Vargas. Sunday afternoon, a 2:05 start. Every other ball game, 7:05. Cruz with another 2-2 pitch. And the count has gone full. Well, Cruz running into some 2-out problems. A full count to Moreland. If Mitch gets aboard, Craig Gentry will bat for the 4th time tonight. And the crowd putting their hands together, see if they can get a Ranger rally up here in the 7th inning. Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. That will load him up. Bo Porter having Doug Brocail make a quick call to the bullpen.
Yeah,
Jorge De Leon, right-handed throwing.
Bo Porter's had to make a lot of pitching changes this year. He's had to watch a lot of games where his pitchers were throwing a lot of pitches out of the strike zone, getting hit hard. Taking a lot of patience to get through this season. But when you watch the Astros every game, they're playing hard. They're playing optimistically. It must be tough. You know, when the season starts, you've got a good chance to lose a lot of games. But I think he's maintaining the right attitude on his team.
Yeah. 1 ball, no strikes to Gentry. Way outside, 2-0. Gentry hit by a pitch, also reached on an error. He has scored a couple of runs, struck out his last time up. Got Beltre at third, Murphy at second, Moreland at first. 2 outs here in the Rangers' 7th inning. And right down the middle, it's 2-1. Now, the one thing that the Astros, Tom, have done differently since we saw them in August in Minute Maid, was their bullpens kind of settled down. They were just struggling.
Yeah, we saw a lot of different bullpen guys early in the year.
Foul back 2-2. The bullpen actually had been the biggest problem for them at that time. Now it's settled down a little bit. They've gotten some consistency out there. And
Well, that's a good point. They've had, I don't know how many, but they've had a lot of leads after the 6th inning that have just disappeared. A lot of times it's been against the Rangers, too. The bullpen, you're right. The bullpen really has failed them.
Inside, 3-2. Ryner Cruz has run the string out as far as he could to Craig Gentry. All 3 runners now will be off and moving to the next pitch. So Gentry is able to continue the inning. Leonis Martin waits to be next. Cruz okays the sign and sets. Runners on the move. The payoff pitch is fouled away. And we'll reset and do it again. Cruz rushing that one up there at 98 miles an hour. And Gentry able to fight it off. Cruz studying the signs, and he okays one. Another 3-2. Looper to right field, going out Altuve, and he makes the catch. He got a good jump on it, and Gentry, the final out of the inning. The Rangers leave the bases full on a hit, an error, and a walk. We're going to the 8th inning. Rangers 7, Astros 3. Martin Perez's evening has come to a finish, and he worked 7 very good innings here tonight. Had 3 runs on 6 hits. And before we tell you about the new Ranger hurler, let's head over and say hello to Jim Knox again. Jim.
All right, Buzz, real quick time for the progressive fan of the game. It's got to be Jim Mitchell, 97 years young, comes in with a lot of friends from Mount Pleasant. He's been rooting the Rangers on all game long, even dancing up the alley. You want to give us a little sample there? 97 years young. Look at Jim go. Whoa, okay. Easy there, Twinkle Toes. Here's the bag. Congratulations. Anything after the game?
Now we're going out and paint the town pink.
Oh, there we go. Way to go, Jim.
Look at that guy, 97.
Isn't that something?
That's unbelievable.
Holy cow.
Good for him.
Look at him go.
Something else.
Wow.
Jason Frazier has come in to start the inning. And there are the numbers for Jason Frazier. He's worked himself into a very important role in this bullpen. 59th appearance of the year. And starting off against Jose Altuve here in the 8th inning, and misses outside for ball 1. Altuve 2 for 3 tonight. He has doubled and scored. He's also singled and grounded out. Ground ball out toward Elvis Andrus, the shortstop. That is 1 away. Well, you remember the AT&T Twitter poll. We asked you for your input on what your choice was for Ranger Pitcher of the Year. 42% say Yu Darvish was the Ranger Pitcher of the Year. Appreciate your opinions, and that's how that one turned out. We're going to have 3 more for you. That we'll have you give us your opinion on the kind of year the Rangers have had. All kinds of other things coming up. Matt Dominguez, who is 0 for 3, takes strike 1. Dominguez flied out to center in the 5th inning. Other than that, has grounded out twice. 1 ball and 1 strike. Frazier came on last night for just a third of an inning, but it was an important third of an inning. Got the last out of the 8th. And he fires a knee-high strike to make it 1-2. Neil Kotz, who picked up the win in last night's 3-2 Ranger win, getting loose. As you look down the lineup, you have a couple of right-handed hitters, Dominguez and Carter and Martinez, and then Laird, and you've got a lot of left-handers on the bench. Krause and Wallace, both left-handed hitters, and you have 4 switch hitters on the bench for the Astros. 1-2. Dominguez able to stay alive with that chopped foul. Matt Dominguez waiting to get back in. 244 his average. Second on the Astros team with 21 home runs and 76 driven in. 2-2. Adrian Beltre probably has as much fun as anybody in the ballpark on any given night. Always smiling, always joking around with somebody.
I don't know who he was smiling at, who he was joking around. There's no one near him. He's just smiling at himself out there.
Could be. Dominguez hits that hard, but pulls it foul down the left side. If you're around Beltre and you can't feel down for very long, he'll make you smile about something. Pointing at the foul ball. So there it is. It's up there. It's headed foul. Outside, and 3-2 now to Dominguez. Jason Frazier having a hard time putting Dominguez away. Chris Carter, the first baseman, will follow Dominguez here in the 8th inning. Rangers leading by 4, 7-3. Rangers payoff pitch. Slowly hit. That's going to be a no play. Frazier threw it anyway, but Jason could have stuck it in his pocket. Dominguez able to leg it out. His first hit of the night. A 1-out single now. Chris Carter coming up. The 7th Astro hit of the evening.
Yeah, that throw was just for practice, I think. Pretty nice throw, really.
Yeah, he wanted to show Adrian Beltre somebody else could throw from down there. Adrian probably told him, hey, don't do that. You worry about pitching, and we'll take care of the other stuff. Well, Brzezinski out to have a word with Frazier. Carter steps in 2 for 3 this evening. And an RBI single in the 4th. And an infield single in the 6th inning. 227 the average for the big first baseman. One ball, no strikes. Carter, along with those 2 singles, has flied to right field. Dominguez steps off his lead at first as Frazier checks him. And it's 2-0. Jason having a little trouble getting in the strike zone consistently. A little perturbed with himself right about now. Jason okays the sign and fires a strike. Kind of quick pitched him a little bit. He could have been called for a balk that time.
Yeah, it really didn't come to a stop
with a runner on base.
Yeah.
No. You supposedly have to pause for a second. There's no pause there. A little rip and a miss. 2-2 now. I think he might have caught the umpires sleeping. Brzezinski flashed the signs out. It's that Call strike 3. The fastball in the inside corner. That's exactly where Jason Frazier threw it. A big strikeout. That's the second out of the inning.
It looked like a strike. It was a strike. Lower inside part of the plate, but most of the ball was in the strike zone.
Well, J.D. Martinez pulled back to the dugout, and Trevor Crow, switch hitting outfielder, will come up to face Jason Frazier. Well, Martinez retires for the evening, going 0 for 3. And Crow stepping in, hitting at .231 with a home run and 13 driven in. And the fastball to him is just outside for ball 1. Crow 0 for 1 in last night's ball game. Two for 2 in the first game of this series. And a chopper foul down the first base side. One on, 2 out. A 1-1 count to the pinch hitter Crow. Crow last night had 3 walks in the ball game. First time in his career that he had that many passes.
See Joey Votto's game about 2 nights ago?
No.
Batted 5 times, 0 for 0. He walked 5 times.
Did he really?
Yeah.
And that fastball just off the outer edge. It's 2-1. Throw back into the box. Frazier reading the signs. Ranger defense aligned just about straight away against Crow. And Frazier misses outside again. The count moves to 3-1. Now it's going to be a 20-pitch inning at least for Jason Frazier. Giving up 1 infield single, and that's been it. A lot of long counts. He sets now for the 3-1. Ball 4. 2 men aboard with 2 outs. And Brandon Laird, the DH, is coming up. Mike Maddox, Ron Washington talking things over. Now Mike is going to go out to the mound and talk to Frazier and Pierzynski.
Yeah, this is generally not something that Jason has a problem with. His command, he's thrown 20 pitches, 10 balls, and 10 strikes. It's not quite locating the strike zone like he's accustomed to right now.
Well, Mike out there to typically get that hand on the right shoulder and feel the tension level as Neil Kotz is ready if needed in the bullpen. And had Bo Porter chosen to have a left-hander come up for Brandon Laird, the DH, and Neil Kotz would have been in the ball game. And, he decided that Laird hitting against Frazier was probably the better option for his club. Well, the conference is concluded, and now Brandon Laird steps in. He is 1 for 3. Had that 2-run home run back in the 4th inning. He's got 2 aboard with 2 outs in the 8th. Frazier reading the series of signs and has one he wants. And he threw the breaking ball to the outside corner for strike 1. Dominguez, the runner at second, had an infield single. 1 out later, Trevor Crow with the walk. There are 2 outs. 0-1, the count to Laird as Frazier sets. 1-1. Rangers trying to win for the 17th time in 19 tries against the Astros. That's out of play down the right side, and the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. In historical perspectives, that would be the best mark in the American League since 1969 when the division play started. It would tie Oakland, their dominance over Seattle in 2006. National League has had a couple of season series go to 17-1. Atlanta over San Diego and the Mets over Pittsburgh. Ground ball, Beltre has it. A 360 throw on the money, and that will do it. Well, Adrian Beltre takes care of that. The Astros gone on a hit and a walk. They lead 2. Rangers leading 7-3 as they come to bat in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th inning, the AT&T U-verse rewind tonight. How about Leonis Martin, the second time in his series, a bases loaded double, clearing off the sacks, and Leonis Martin just completely wiping the bases clean in this series. And he will start things off here in the 8th inning. And it will be against a different pitcher. It'll be Jorge De Leon, the right-hander, taking over. De Leon just appearing in his 10th ball game at the big league level this year. And Leonis Martin skies one to center field. Brandon Barnes camps underneath, and that is out number 1 on 1 pitch for De Leon. And before Ian Kinsler steps in, let's check in with John Radigan and see what's on tap for the postgame show. John?
Yeah, beautiful night here in the Captain Morgan Club. Buzz, and we are getting ready for Rangers Live, presented by Esurance. Let's hear from Ron Washington after this one, hear what he has to say. Emily Jones will continue to work the clubhouse. Lots of post-game reaction. Mark McLemore joins me. We also give you the highlights from the 2 teams the Rangers are watching most closely, and a wild one in Atlanta. You don't want to miss it. It's Rangers Live, presented by Esurance, right after the game, guys.
All right, John, look forward to it. And look forward to you talking about a 3rd consecutive Ranger win. Ian Kinsler, 2 for 3 tonight, a home run and a single, and he pops this one up in foul territory. Chris Gardner with room on the warning track, and he puts it away. That is out number 2. Ian goes back to the dugout now, 2 for 4 tonight with a couple of RBI. And Joaquin Soria and Neftali Feliz getting loose in that Ranger bullpen. Elvis Andrus 1 for 4 tonight, and a 4th inning single. Drove in a run with a fielder's choice grounder in the 3rd inning. And he takes inside from De Leon. De Leon called up from AAA at the September 1st mark. The rosters get expanded. His 2nd stint with the Astros. He was with them for 6 days back in August at AAA Oklahoma City, and at AA Corpus this year. Worked in 41 games. Originally, De Leon was an infielder, signed as an infielder, and figured if he couldn't hit the curveball, maybe he'd figure out how to throw one. It's turned out pretty well for him. He's done well. He's got a good arm. Chopper to 3rd, and Dominguez on across the diamond. That'll do it. So the Rangers out quickly and quietly in the 8th, 3 up and 3 down. We're going to the 9th. It's the Rangers 7 and the Astros 3 on Fox Sports Southwest. The Built Ford Tough sales event at your Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. And by AT&T UVerse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PICK-ATT. Rethink possible. The Rangers trying to close out their third straight win over the Astros, and they have left it in the hands of Joakim Soria as we start the top of the ninth inning. 7-3, the Rangers leading. 29-year-old Joakim Soria on to face L.J. Hose, and the first pitch is fouled back. Strike one.
24th game for Joakim. ERA went up a little bit. He gave up that grand slam the other day in Kansas City. That was as hard as he's thrown all year. He got his fastball up to 95 miles an hour.
And
Maxwell just got in a fastball count, and there's nothing he could do with the bases loaded tie ball game. Had to throw him a fastball. I'd like to see how soon Maxwell would have swung if he threw that slow curveball to him. he might have swung before he let go of it.
Yeah. L.J. Hose starting off the ninth inning, singles through the hole on the right side, and he is aboard to start things off. Now, Chippy Paredes is going to be the pinch hitter. First, we'd like to tell you whether you're planning a birthday party, a corporate event, or a wedding, Rangers Ballpark in Arlington is the perfect place to host your next event. The home of the Texas Rangers is available year-round, and it can be customized to create the perfect setting for your group, whether it's large or small. Go to TexasRangers.com/special events, or you can call 817-273-5224 for details. First pitch to Paredes. Switch hitter up there from the left side. He takes strike one. Paredes, a 198 hitter, home run 10 driven in. A.J. Pierzynski flashing the signs out. Soria sets. And a chopper foul. A ball and two strikes. You know, the right-hander Soria on the mound. Bo Porter has decided that he's going to have another left-hander come into the on-deck circle for Brandon Barnes. And Mark Krause is that left-hander. There's the swing and a miss.
That's the one I'm talking about right there.
Slow hook. Soria gets his first strikeout.
That's a lot like Yu Darvish's slow curveball, really. Looks like a changeup and breaks like a good curveball.
Now one gone, and Mark Krause, a 219 hitter, will step in. Seen Krause a lot in this series. And he fouls back that first pitch. It is 0-1. Krause 1 for 3 against the Rangers. 1 for 3 last night. Did not play in the opening game. As a pinch hitter, 4 for 13. So he's had a pretty good degree of success coming off the bench. And Soria going right after him and gotten ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Soria standing right on top of the mound. Getting the signs from Pierzynski. Krause waiting. Pitch in the dirt that gets away from Pierzynski, so down to second will go Hose on the wild pitch. Just off the side of the gear, skittered away. 1-2. And Soria misses high. That evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Krause with 4 home runs. He has driven in 13. Hose gets his lead from second as Soria sets. It's going to fill the count, and Krause now trying to get aboard.
Right here might get Joe Nathan into the game. Becomes a save situation.
You've got the top of the order, and Jonathan Villar waiting in the on-deck circle. Nathan is up and throwing. Joe, his 41st save of the year last night. Payoff pitch. Call strike 3. Krause trying to coax a walk, and Soria, but not this time. That is out number 2.
Well, not much wrong with that pitch.
Well, it's 11 strikeouts again tonight for the Astros. They've gone over 1,500 this year as a team. Here's Villar, who is 0 for 3 with a walk. And he takes strike 1 from Soria. Hose the runner at second. Astros down to their final out. And Soria back to the plate. Nothing in 2. Crowd of a little over 43,000. I've enjoyed seeing the Rangers stay in the race. Despite the Rays and the Indians both winning tonight, the Rangers have taken care of their part. And it's going to come down to a 4-game series with the Angels over the weekend. Big slow curve. See you later. Uncle Charlie on the corner. And Ron Washington giving hugs all around as the Rangers complete the 3-game sweep of the Astros. The final tonight, 7-3. As Joaquin Soria ends up striking out the side in the 9th inning. Ian Kinsler, a big solo home run tonight. The Rangers putting together a 3-game winning streak as they await the Los Angeles Angels to finish off the 2013 regular season. So Martin Perez becomes a 10-game winner. Outstanding job tonight, and you get a look at the final out.
He dropped that slow curveball right on the outside corner. According to Chris Conroy, Jackie Moore, Ron Washington, traditional post-game hug after a win.
I like that. Ron did his little ring him up too on the 3rd strike. Yep, that's what we were looking for.
Martin Perez goes to 10 wins on the season. What a nice season for him. 7 more solid innings.
Well, the Ranger rookie record for wins by the left-hander at 10. And let's head down to the field now. Emily Jones has Ian Kinsler standing by.
Thank you very much. Ian, offensively, you guys bring in a lot to the table, especially with 2 outs.
Yeah, I mean, 2-out hits kill the other team. If we can string a bunch of 2-out hits together, get some 2-out runs, definitely puts momentum on our side. And, tonight we were able to do that. Talk about the performance of Martin Perez this evening. He got himself in a little bit of trouble there in the 3rd, I want to say, and gave that home run, but he was able to settle down. He gets better every time out. He's able to command the ball, command a lot of pitches, and he did a great job tonight. You guys talk about, just taking care of your own business. You're doing that. Frustrating when you take a peek at the scoreboard and see that the Indians and Rays both win tonight? Thank you for that. Did I? Yeah. Did I just throw you in? Yeah, that's all right. Sorry about that. That's okay. Yeah, it's definitely frustrating. I mean, we're trying to win games, we're trying to get back into this thing. We're game out. Hopefully the ball falls in our direction. Ian, thanks for the time. We appreciate it. Guys, send it back up to you.
All right, Ann, thanks very much. The Rangers 7-3 winners, and John Reddick and Mark McLemore back to wrap things up for you after this on Fox Sports Southwest.